Round 5 of the Integrity Octane Series takes us to Madison, Illinois, and here we are, round 5 indeed at Gateway, as qualifying is on its way, and the number 18 machine of Cody Smith, one of the fastest in practice, gonna take his first lap to completion. This time by as it stands, it's gonna be Nick Tarbuck, top of the board, with Cody Smith now taking it by 0.03 of a second. Qualifying getting on its way indeed, and I'll be your host for tonight's broadcast, David Kreutz. I hope you enjoy tonight's presentation, as the 18 now has a grip on qualifying. He's going to try to hold on to it, but 0.03 separate your top two, and now it's going to be 63 thousandths as the number 36 goes to the top of the board. That's Jacob Fife, and Fife put on a strong run last time we went racing Monday night, of course last night at Talladega, but it was of course a plate track and anything could happen to any driver, and it did not fall in favor of the man in the 36. It's now going to be Don Stevenson top of the board. We'll keep an eye on Stevenson all night long. He's involved in a major bracket race, so we'll keep a word on him. Nicholas Ward going to be third. So far, he's about 38 thousandths back on your pole sitter, but it looks like he's done that time by. Cody Smith going to be in fourth as it stands in the next level racing, number 18, and Jacob Fife now rounds at your top 10, and Caitlin Haight going to be your Auto Club winner in the wall in that Petronas Toyota. And now, the first time I believe we've seen that number 11 in one of the core 3 manufacturers on iRacing's NASCAR side, a Toyota with Mercedes AMG colors, as the 11 pulls in this time through. Sam Nito going to be now 13th on the board, as Jorge Canales going to be able to take it up into the top dozen. And now, with Nito in 13th, Kevin Matz makes his way into the 14th spot. Kenny Rio goes down to 15th. And Tom Wetmore, last time we saw him racing oh so close to victory, could tonight be his night. The number 51 returning after about a 2-week absence here, and the Tube Tech 51 on your screen looking to fight for a victory once again. As it is though, going to be 19th on the board out of a total of about 30 odd drivers, a bit more than that as a matter of fact, as Cody Griffin now on his way in the number 3. That's his first lap completed, on to his second. Cody gonna make it so, and it looks like first time by, nothing scored, and Colin Kidman looks to be done with his run, debutant on the night for the man in the number 04 machine. Alan Rawell on his way in the 43 Spam machinery, and that Toyota Camry gonna go up into 24th and go way high on the second lap. The lap's all but done as is, so that's gonna be a reset if he wants one, or he's gonna wait for the next time by, as Cody Griffin comes out of the line himself for his first qualifying lap to be put into the charts, and as he goes in, Griffin going to be position number, for the timing and scoring, going to be all the way up into 17th on lap number 1. Looks like for these drivers, the second lap is improvement here, so he's right on board with the driver of that number 3. You'll take a look at Cody Griffin, and it looks like so far he has something going well. He's about 5/10 off his average pace, so maybe a bit of a bobble. As you can see, there is a bit of banking, and it's a bit of a deceptive track. Gateway is. You don't think there's that much banking for the further away shots, but when you get much closer, you can see that Cody Griffin has to use it as he bobbles out, and he loses a lot of time this time by. No improvement, 22 seconds on the board, and it's going to be Colin Kidman, the only driver registered on the circuit who's taking laps. Looks like Victor Avila Felix might be in the same boat right now, but that number 27 machine in the 24th spot has taken a total of 4 laps on the track, so just about done when it comes to getting anything better out of it. And as we get it done, it looks like Farrell Ryan going to be top of the board by only 0.05 of a second and only 1 full timed lap. So without further ado, now we have a bit of time to get this one going. 5 minutes of warm-up to settle it, and the driver of the 93 looks to be the man on the pole position. We're going to read on the driver in warm-up, and then we'll get on to it. 5 minutes for drivers to practice just a bit more and hone in on their craft, as the number 1 machine of Brad Patton goes out on the circuit. Looks like he has a sponsor in the Octane Series. Great to see. Ross Cato going to be on the move, and everyone filing out of pit road in succession as we get your starting grid for tonight's event. And here we go again as the number 1 on frame, and there's the number 22 of John Steele. And he's going to have a race where that car is built out of steel. Going to have to keep it on the circuit, avoid the incidents. The 22 looking to have a good rebound here, get himself back in the swing of things as we get it going. You can see he's on his way, and we'll be on our way as well. Without further ado, the 5th round of the Integrity Octane Series, and this will be your starting grid, led off by the driver of that number 93 in FORL Ryan, and he's going to be top of the board with a 34.343 helmet. The numbers back and forth in the 3s and 4s as Don Stevenson in a close bracket race is going to be starting in second. Guillermo Alvarez is going to be with 34.363 in position number 3, and Nick Tarbuck going to have a 34.369. He'll be in fourth. Nicholas Ward going to be rounding at that top 5 with a 34.387, and Cody Smith from Next Level Racing 34.397. He'll be sixth. Jacob Fife in 7th with a 34.408, and then Seth Noel going to be 8th with a 34.45. Alan Dom's going to be 9th position, 34.455, and Caitlin Haight going to be there as well, going to be at 34.458 for her, the 11th machine in terms of numbers, mixed into the top 10. We'll get on to your 11th position driver, and that will be Chris Schetzler in the battle with Don Stevenson, starting 9 spots off. He's going to be at 34.555 to get it going, as Joe Yates going to be there in 12th in the 87. Jorge Canales going to be 34.606 in 13th, and rounding out your 7th row going to be Ross Cato in the 12th, 14th on the board. Cody Griffin going to be 15th, and Sam Nito going to be 16th, separated by just about 400ths of a second. Kevin Matt's going to be there with Kenny Real, separated by 200ths of a second, and Kyle Cooper with 34.946 going to be just ahead of Tom Wetmore's 34.998. We got out of the 35-second range now. Going to be Mott Johnson with a 35.278. Boomer Logan going to have a 35.356. And John Steele, number 22, has a 35.357. Victor Avila Felix going to be with a 35.363. Alan Rawell going to be in the mix with a 25th spot on the board. The final driver on time with a 37.571. So on the inside of row number 13, the final driver to get a time in going to be that 43, and the remainder of the grid going to go as follows. 26 going to be Garland Gidman, 27 going to be Jay Aishman, Trevor Trago, position number 28, Brad Patton 29, and Stephen Wetton there in 30th, and the final 3 drivers go as follows. Guy Peacher going to be 31st in the 8 machine, Randy Fives going to be 32nd in the number 19, and Jim Fife in the 63 is your final driver for tonight's starting grid, round 5 from Gateway, and that's going to do it. Before we get on to the race now, give us just a moment as we still see drivers putting in their final practice lap. Second practice, most often than not, a bit slower. Drivers getting into their race pace here, and they aren't trying to be hot lap heroes. They're going to try to bide their time, be a bit more patient, and if they have that long run speed, it'll be much more important than one fast, very hot lap, and the rest of it, well, it's going to go astray if they don't have that patience and that use of time. They're going to be very flexible to situations, and it looks like right now, John Steele having a good show in practice, but not a lot of drivers are out there with them. So we'll see where he lies so far. It won't mean all too much in the long term, but as we get down to our final minute, going to be the 18 machine of Cody Smith, this man, and Ross Cato going to be there in 7th, as it is the number 22. Third to last of those who are on the board with a time lap here in warm-up. Going to be Cody Smith there on the infield grass. He's fastest man, and not sure what's going on with him that time by, as he almost gets into the pit barrier. Sam Nito going to be in 2nd, though, in the number 2 machine, and Nito having a hot start to the season, looking to get himself a victory here, and he's been oh so close to the front, oh so close to victory so many times, but it has not been enough time to generate the momentum. It just might be, as Garland Gidman now going to be third on the board with a 34.551, 34 seconds, and it looks like 3/10. That is the end goal for every driver. Cody Smith sets a faster lap than what was set there in qualifying, and he'll be the fastest man here in warm-up. Second practice is over, and now it's going to be all about the race. 120 laps of action, and that comes out to just about 130 odd miles of racing. 1.2 mile circuit here in Gateway, and as every driver despawns from WorldWide Technology Raceway one final time, we'll get this show on the road, led by FORL Ryan in that number 93. Cody Smith going to be starting in the 6th position, the 93 sure to load in any moment now, and it looks like Nick Tarbuck going to be on the track. He's going to be in that 4th spot, but FORL Ryan going to be in first, and he's going to be right in front of your screen there. So look at him go. That's going to be the number 93, looking to steal the show, and oh so competitive. Last time we went racing, at Las Vegas, but Vegas, one of those tracks where anyone can come out on top, and Farrell Ryan, while close, did not have himself today. We get into it this time by going to be just about a lap or so, as Gateway not qualified as a short track to the iRacing pace car system, so it's a one and done. At short tracks under a mile, we most often get 2 pace laps before we get on to the race, but here, since it's 2/10 over the mile, that should not be an issue. Every driver appears to be loaded in. We will grab a gear immediately. 33 to set the stage tonight in Madison, Illinois, and the 93 will be moving any moment now. Don Stevenson going to make the first of them. He will be the first of which to go. A bit of a stack up on the inside line. Almost contact with Fife, Ward, and Dobbs. And now they go. Orderly fashion on the outside line. A lot of patience there. But it looks like these guys on the inside in a rush to get it on their way. And with 120 laps at Gateway, you got to be persistent as much as you got to be patient. About 2 laps submitted here, so we're not going to see the longest of shows if we keep it all the way green. Now, the Integrity Racing League, if you've been watching with us live on FTN, first off, thank you for being here. But in addition to that remark, well, it's going to be all about patience and strategy. We've seen a lot of races, even what we saw last night at Talladega. We went to green, flag stops. Unbelievable. At Talladega, we saw 2 of which, and Guillermo Alvarez there, Nick Tarbuck, one of those drivers who ran up front last night. Don Stevenson looking to do it here, as Farrell Ryan will lead him in this time by the 93. Going to be right there with him, as we are going to grab the 4th gear and get it on our way, led by the 93. Don Stevenson in tow. Your top through going to be the 93 and the 47. The 47 in tow. He has a bracket to chase, but a victory to chase for Farrell Ryan as we go green here in Gateway. Round 5 going to be underway live on FTN. And as they come into turn number 3, Stevenson gets the edge that time by Nick Tarbuck. Going to be able to make it to the second. He lunges just a bit high, and it's going to be Guillermo Alvarez right there in the mix with the number 83. That time by Farrell Ryan lost 3 spots, and the number 93 falls back into 4th, but Alvarez is going to be able to hold on. Instead of the score, he just might. He's currently in the 3rd position here, but Don Stevenson going to hold on better than anyone. He's top of the board in a crucial night for him. The reward for getting it done in this bracket will be a charter, so he wants to lock himself in. Next time, we of course start the season next year in 2024. 2023, his sights are set on a victory, and so far, 2 laps in, he's been able to do a great job of it as we are underway. No signs of an incident. Every driver running it nice and clean so far. Even in the back of the back, no, we're going to have a bit of an issue. Victor Avila Felix, as we say, going to go around. Caution's going to come out. Lap 3 of 120, and Avila Felix right there in the back of your frame involved in the first wreck. Let's find out just what happened. The 27 looks to be good to go once again, but certainly going to lose a lot of time there. 3 wide with Mott Jonas, and Jonas gets into him. Avila Felix turns up just a bit, and that's going to set him all around. It looks like nobody else going to hit the 27, so thankfully, not a lot of damage for the good majority of the field, but nonetheless, Avila goes around and gets it turned back straight, back on his way. And if we get a close-up drone shot on this number 27, you can see the front end doesn't seem to be all too banged up. We'll check the rear end. Seems to be a bit on the left side of it. That's going to be the left rear we're focusing on. But either way, going to be able to get back on it, and we'll be good to go as we hope to go green very, very soon. Stevenson out in front. Nick Tarbuck going to be in second. Guillermo Alvarez there in third. And Farrell Ryan rounds out your current top 4. As it stands, Farrell Ryan lost a few spots on that start, taking it easy. Looks like he knew there would be a caution out here. This will be his saving grace to get him back in contention. As it stands, patience is key, and it's exactly what Farrell Ryan is relying on as Don Stevenson jumps to the front in no time. He's out there, position number 1 of the board. Nick Tarbuck going to be in second. Guillermo Alvarez there in third, and now Cody Smith right behind your pole sitter rounds out your top 5. And right beside him, going to be Seth Well in 6th. This time by, we're going to go double file. It looks like we might, although we might not, and it looks like the iRacing official pace car days on the circuit. Avila Felix going to come down to pit road this time by with Randy Fiash, so going to be a bit of damage repair for the number 27. We'll see if Fiash tries to get a pit stop in early to get some cycle on it. We'll see whether or not he's trying to top off on fuel. Being this far back in the pack, you could just come down and try to give yourself a better opportunity later. Get your tank filled up. If we have a long green flag run, get a bit of a stretch on it. Might be able to go a little further if we go all the way. And it could be a long run there chasing. Kyle Cooper going to be on his way. And the number 73, Randy Fiash there. Majanas going to see that Jay Haishman and Guy Peach are going to be on the move. Will the 15 go? It looks like so far he will not, as Victor Avila Felix and Steven Wetton going to be on the move as well. Number 58 on the way, the 8 there. And you can see Majanas and Avila Felix spending the most time as they were caught up in that incident. So Steven Wetton going to be the final man off of pit road in the 58. Back on the move, it's going to be the 4GT sponsored. And we'll try to get a better look at that sponsorship by Moonlight Speed. And speed going to have to be the name of the game for him to catch up. He's now down in the sub 30th range as Don Stevenson is in first. He has no worry when it comes to the way that car has been driving. Nobody has been on his level just yet. So as they come around this time by, going to be Don Stevenson there with Nick Tarbuck, and then Guillermo Alvarez in third. Half a dozen into this one, and we'll go double file once again. Get your second restart on the night, and that number 4 machine ready to pounce. He's looking for a victory as much as the next guy is here, so don't slouch. Nick Tarbuck as the number 4 goes down on the inside line here on your 47. Guillermo Alvarez going to fall down to the third. Phil Ryan going to be in fourth. Cody Smith is fifth. Stephenwell going to be in fifth now, as it looks to be a timing and scoring error. He will be on the high side of the third row, registered effectively as sixth, but they're going to go back and forth, and it's going to be all about that launch. Sometimes you get a better launch to the inside or outside, whichever is not preferred by the leader. You can pounce on that lead in the first turn or pounce on the position very early. If you lunge it in without making contact, it's just about the best move you can possibly make, but these drivers, very, very calm for the most part. We see a bit of aggression a bit early, but I am certain we'll get back to the ways of old years. It's just going to be a bit of early race jitters. A lot of these guys only race once a week, so they're dedicating all their sim racing time to running at this circuit, getting about an hour's worth of practice, then second practice with qualifying, and then the race. So no slouches here, but still getting used to getting back to the acclimation of a pack. Going to be Tarbuck there with the Don Stevenson machine. Stevenson gets a rocket launch. Green flag's going to be out once again, led by that number 47. And exactly the jump he needed once again for the Don Stevenson machine out in front. You can see Jacob Fife now fighting in 10th there with Ross Cato and Alan Dobbs. And you can see that number 12 machine going to be right there with the 36. It's the 12, the 24, and the 36 in a pack. Now Schetzler is in 9th, and he's the only other driver fighting with Don Stevenson for that one and only bracket win, and it looks like it's going to be the first for the season, of course. And Schetzler is 17th in points going into tonight's event. Don Stevenson is in 6th. Now the bracket works out where you get a randomized seed depending on your point standing, and Schetzler, despite the fact that 16 drivers are ahead of him in the championship standings, has an opportunity to make it happen despite his deficit in the championship race. 17th on the board, able to beat other drivers race after race. And as he continues to gain spots in the championship hunt, Don Stevenson, who enters tonight 6th in points, has that other opportunity. He's been up there every single race, looking to go into the top 5 in points, and he's driving like tonight is crucial for him, and that it is. Locking himself into the next season of competition is absolutely what he wants to get done with Nick Tarbuck right there for the victory, and the race win is not what Don Stevenson needs to clinch that bracket. He only needs to finish ahead of the driver in the number 24 machine right now, and he's doing a good job of staying out in front. And so far, it seems like he's going to be able to do so just nice and easy. Lap 9 going to become lap number 10, and he's the highest finisher of the two if the race were to end here, but we've got a lot of time. So Michael Duell, thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. That's the 47 right there with the 4, and that groove is visible. So visible, in fact, that Seth Noel going to take it textbook there as we ride on board with the number 88 machine. Look at him go. This is with the number 8 is Seth Well, the 88, and he goes down to the inside line. You can see a bit of a less pronounced groove here, a bit on the higher side, so he's going to use that grip strip. No, The inside is King, and he comes up with Farrell Ryan. Ryan gets the run that time by, but certainly got a trick up his sleeve as they get into it once again into the final drive, and now going to be right in the middle of that slicked portion of the track. It seems like he's going to get his left sides there, then his right sides. Tries to make something happen on the 93. Nothing just yet, though, so he'll have to wait for another calling, as so far, the call is for the 93 to be there in third, just in front of Seth Well. Looking back just a bit, we're going to see that these drivers in the mid-pack are not stopping at all. Brad Patton right now in the 21st spot, going to be side by side with Guillermo Alvarez. No, going to be Jorge Canales, and the number 1 machine going to battle back that time by falling back. We're getting closer as he gets a bit of a draft out of the inside line on that front stretch, and that's what gets these guys that momentum. The draft here, while a much shorter track, is crucial to getting a much better exit off of a corner. If you're behind someone directly, you're able to just run right there. You could get the pass done. Brad Patton does it perfectly. That is a textbook example in itself, as Matt Jonas going to be put one down this time by. It looks like actually not going to be one down. He's just losing a lot of time on the drivers he's battling with here. One driver, one lap down. Now going to be 7 as Matt Jonas holding on as hard as he can. It looks like Victor Avila Felix looking to get the better of that incident. He's currently there in 30th, right in front of Jim Fife and right behind Guy Petra. And Kenny Rio right now going to be in the 16th spot. Looks at the top 15 drivers separated by only about 3.5 seconds here. Tom Wetmore going to see a bit of a lockup from the Ross Cato machine. Cato goes up high, his car not catering to his needs, and now Sam Nito gets so much closer than he was beforehand. Going to be about a 10th or 2, and down to the inside line, Nito going to be able to make it so. The Tube Tech number 51 of Wetmore right there. Will he make it happen? Not going to do so. He'll hold off and hold on until the remainder of it happens in front of him, waiting for all of this to subside. It seems like that's the game plan for the driver of that number 12 machine, or the 51, as now the 51 going to be side by side with Sam Nito, and this will be a battle that holds the both of these drivers up. Look at the rear view of the Sam Nito machine. Now the Ross Cato machine. Wetmore able to pull away, but Cody Griffin now using that outside line effectively to make it happen on the driver in that number 2. Sam Nito going to be out in front of that battle in 16. Not there for 14. He's holding on position number 15. As you look at in front, Don Stevenson still going to be there in first, and Stevenson coming into the night just outside the top 5 of the championship standings. This could be his night. Whether or not it comes down to that way, he's just going to have to keep it the way he's been going, because patience and persistence is especially key in the Integrity Racing League. As it is, though, he's so close to making it happen, and now he's going to come down to the inside line once again, and it looks like he'll make it so, using that groove as best as he can, getting a bit of an update on the point standings. He came in as a 16th due to the payment cycle. He's second on the points right now, as it's going to be a bit of an update thanks to some great running so far. Randy Fiash going to be big time involved with Jacob Fife and Kyle Cooper, it appears, as Jim Fife in a bit of trouble. We'll check on what just happened. Actually transpired right in front of him. The 73 of Kyle Cooper, though, is in fact involved. We'll see just why. And Kyle Cooper in that number 73 there with Jay Heishman, and then the 58 of Stephen Owetton. And you can see just gets spun off the bumper there and tries to save it, does not have it. And it looks like it gets stuck in the static camera here as drivers rush into the mess. He gets parked right off the exit of the camera there, and then gets on his way. One car involved big, and that's going to be it for the Kyle Cooper machine. Matt Jonas is going to be retired, but the 73 holds on despite some damage, and now going to be in jeopardy of going one down as he follows Jim Fife in the number 63. And Kyle Cooper, while he got involved in that incident, is still on the lead lap. Don Stevenson going to be, of course, out in front. Cody Smith, your points leader, running in 5th. And as we get an update on the point standings given to us, thankfully, it looks like everything tabulated on Sim Racer Hub. And thanks to that information, Cody Smith has a 4-point lead entering tonight. And it looks like right behind him in the points, of course, Don Stevenson, your leader, Seth Well, right next to the Cody Smith machine, is 4th in the championship standings. Your top 3 separated by now 9 points as Don Stevenson falls 7 back in anticipation of tonight's conclusion. Brad Patton going to be 4th on the board, Ross Cato is 5th in the championship standings, and Chris Schetzler makes it way higher than we anticipated. He's going to go up all the way into 6. Now, we're going to give a reevaluation of the bracket system. First peg, first serve, and the seeds worked out perfect for the 17th driver to put himself into it, and the 6th as well. Stevenson and Schetzler, the battle to beat. Nancy Wetmore, thank you for stopping by. Great to have you here as we've just experienced our second caution of the night. 18 laps in out of 120 here in Gateway. Going to be just about 100 laps to go when we go back to the green flag cycle, as it's going to be Kyle Cooper involved in wreck number 2. It's going to be Randy Fiash now battling with the Kyle Cooper machine in 31st. They're both on pit road right now, and it's now going to be the Fiash machine on his way. Guy Petra right in front. Jay Haishman going to be 29th, catching up. So Kyle Cooper and Matt Jonas in a bit of trouble. Jonas still going to be on the track here, so it does not look to be a full retiree. The number 15 is his car, the Ford Mustang, still in frame, but Kyle Cooper evidently going to be on his way. He does not want to get caught one down, as the leader is going to be right behind his frame. And as we get back to it, 2 laps to green this time by. We have just a bit more time before the race gets on its way. 19 laps in out of 120, going to be led by Don Stevenson so far. He's led each and every one. Bear Ryan going to be there in 3rd. Guillermo Alvarez, how about him at the number 83 machine? He is there in the 6th position. A great run for the man in that Got Milk machine. Reconfigured to say got skill on the side of it. And so far, Alvarez 16th in the championship standings, right behind Joe Yakes right now to get in that top 15. He only ran 3 races, Joe Yakes has, but Guillermo Alvarez has ran 4. 1 top 5 on the season so far. Looking to make it 2 tonight, as right now he seems to have just enough pace to make it so. Keep an eye and keep a watch on the 83 of Guillermo Alvarez, one of those guys that you can't let slip under the radar the way he runs week in, week out. Cody Smith going to be there as well. Nicholas Warren, the 97. It's going to be Caitlin Haight in 8th, and Chris Schetzler there in 9th. Schetzler has to be perfect to get up to the number 47 machine right now. His adversary in that bracket, well, he's been leading the show all night long, and it would take a miracle for him to bounce back. Our first bracket overall this year was in the Integrity Ignite Series, and that came down to Tyler Hensley and Brandon Bernhardt. Now, Bernhardt was very close to Hensley, about 8 positions apart at the very most, and then he got involved in an incident very late in the going, and that took him out in Sin City. Rolling the dice, Tyler Hensley did. He got it done, got a cash bonus in the Ignite Series, but here, the bonus is not having to pay the cash to race a paid entry league here, and that assures the quality of the competition is as high as it can get. Stevenson with Tarbuck, Seth Well going to be in 3rd, Bear Ryan here in 4th, as we're 20 laps in out of 100. Next time by, going to be 100 laps to go, as a matter of fact, is 120. Stay on the board. Got to thank everyone for watching tonight. If you enjoyed the action, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel we have here, Fireball Talks Nonstop. It's going to be very soon. Hopefully, we do have to keep a green flag run going before we get to our nonstop segment, but Fireball Talks NASCAR. Thank you all for stopping by on the channel. We hope you enjoy as we get back to it, this time by, led by Stevenson. And with Don Stevenson there on the front row once again, Nick Tarbuck going to be in 2nd. Bill the Bridesmaid, 2 restarts in a row, make it happen this time by. A running jump for the 47 is all he needs, so we get out of it once again. Here we go, as the drivers round onto the front straightaway. We're back in the green, lap 21 out of 100, restart number 2 on the night. Once again, just the start that Don Stevenson needs. That leader gets the jump every time we go at it. He's out in front already. He's got Caitlin Haight fighting right there with the 18 machine of Cody Smith. And Haight, one of the drivers in the top 10 of the point standings. As a matter of fact, going to be currently in the 9th position. And it looks like Stan Carnathan in 10th of the board in the championship running is not here tonight. He's going to be falling big at the 18. Fight to be the 11, side by side, going to be double foul. Let's get a close-up drone shot on the both of these drivers. As you can see, this is from Caitlin Haight's more so perspective. She gets the bit of a jump there on the grit strip, and the grit going to be able to carry her through all the way, gets her the advantage, 22 laps in, out of 120. And now, Cody Smith going to have to fight back. So far, though, not going to be able to do much of it as he goes up high, tries to make something happen as a bit of a slide job. Goes up high. Does Caitlin Haight take the bait? No, she does not. And now the 18 has to fight her way back. And it's going to be all about fighting all the way. As 23 laps in, out of 120, time is of the essence. And so far, it seems like Cody Smith, who knows that, will have to fight just a bit harder to get back into the thick of it. Jacob Fife going to be in 9th, now 8th. He gets by Nicholas Ward. And Nicholas Ward there in the 9th spot as we continue to round these turns in and out. Looks like the top 10, 15 guys have a good grip on this circuit. Brad Patton going to be seeing that 2 drivers fight in front of him, Sam Nito and Tom Wetmore. And Wetmore goes up the high side, and it's going to be real slick up there. He's going to try to make that pass happen down to the back straightaway once again. Kraft is on the high side during that front stretch, and Nito going to fall back. Is he clear? Tom Wetmore appears to be, and now the 51 going to be way high. Try to drop all the way down. Sam Nito in the number 2 machine, though, not going to give him an inch as they continue to fight, riding up over the driver of that number 51. You can see now Sam Nito does consolidate. Will he jump onto the inside line now? It looks like that he will not be able to. I'm certain that he tried to, but it just does not look like there was enough room. And now Wetmore going to be able to make his way through and get himself out in front once again. How about that? A great maneuver there. And Wetmore now going to be oh so close to completion. Another pass as he continues to chase down Alan Dobbs right there in 13th. And right now, 13th going to be fighting with the Ross Cato machine. Cato currently going to be position number 12 on the board in that number 12 machine. So outside of the top dozen, he is not any longer, as Cody Griffin going to be in position number 11. And the number 3 machine now goes up high on Chris Schetzler. Schetzler going to fall back big. This is a lot of time on the high side. Gets back in, consolidates his line. And so far, your leader is still Don Stevenson, but with a twist. New man in second, that's going to be Seth Well. The 88 machine gets by Nick Tyrbuck. Now he's going to be able to fight himself out into the leading battle. And the National Guard number 88 far from guarding. Right now it's all offense for the man in that number 88 Chevy Camaro. Guillermo Alvarez is going to be 5th on the board right now as we look back once again. Cody Smith now side by side once more with Caitlin Haight. And Haight going to be up on the high side. Cody Smith going to be all the way down low. So a bit of a role reversal there. Last time by it was Caitlin Haight who had the edge. And now coming down to the front straightaways, entry into turn number 1, Jacob Fife. They were trying to get there with the number 18 machine, but Cody Smith seems to have the edge here as we look onto the rear end for a different angle. Jacob Fife side by side with no one just yet, but now going to be side by side with the man in that number 18. Cody Smith does not have the momentum and falls back almost 2 spots immediately, and he's going to have to consolidate down to position number 8. If he has any word for him, now he does. It might not be an easy fought battle. Jacob Fife going to have to run himself on the high side and keep it going. Thankfully for his sake, it's going to be down the front straightaway where he gets all of his momentum and keeps himself in the mix. That's the mix he wants to be in, that draft, that pack, cutting through the air lap after lap. And Caitlin Haight going to see that cautions out once again. Lap number 28 out of 120. Jay Haishman going to be involved in this one. Let's take a quick look at what just happened with the 06 machine as one goes around once again, and we have our yellow flag out for number 3 on the night. It's going to be the 06 of Jay Haishman down to the inside line, and it looks like he tries to put it back in motion. Almost hits Guy Peacher there and Jim Fife. So it looks like for his sake, lucky to not hay anything as he was in motion as Guy Peacher hits the wall himself. Looks like a bit of panic on his end. He's already retired from the night's event out of the car, and Peacher not happy about what happened here. 29 laps in out of 120. Take a look. And it looks like he tries to get it back in motion, putting the power down a bit too early and slams into the inside wall. Guy Petra might just have his night done and done as a result. That's unfortunate indeed. Going to be down on pit road as is, and his car is despawned. So I think he's going to be done and done for the night here, as it does not look like he is connected to the server anymore. Matt Jonas is going to be a similar position now. We don't see that number 15 left there anymore. As we go back to Don Stevenson, who is your current race leader out in front, 29 laps in, out of 120. So how about that for the man in the number 47 machine? He's led them all so far. Will he come down pit road this time by? Maybe this is the time to do it. Although, no, he will not. So it looks like so far, no worry when it comes to tire fall off. No worry when it comes to anything of the sort. Best lap for Stevenson, a 34.8 7. While that is a bit of a slower overall fastest lap than most of these drivers, it's his consistency and persistence up front that has kept him in the mix. Farrell Ryan, absolutely the fastest driver in a single car run. Now down to 4th, and while its fastest lap is indeed faster than your race leader, he is not the leader for a reason. As it is, Don Stevenson simply has the edge when it comes down to control of the way that car drives, lap in, lap out, and longer runs seems to be going to him thus far, but don't count Seth Noel out, as Noel makes his way in very, very quickly to the fray. He's going to be now second on the board, with Nick Tarbuck going to be there in 3rd. Farrell Ryan finally going to be in 5th, as Guillermo Alvarez goes right by him there. They're side by side down the back, but not for position just yet, as the 83 holds on nice and strong. Jacob Five going to be side by side with Cody Smith. It looks like these drivers are already choosing where they want to be on the restart as they get back into it. Don Stevenson with Seth Noel as we get back to the show at lap number 32. Lap 30 as is. Lap 31, 1 lap to green, and then the race gets back on its way. And round 5 from Gateway, not short of any action. Gonna be a few single car incidents, but a lot of multi-car battles throughout the entirety of the field. We'll keep an eye on every one of which as the night goes on here. So certainly been a great race to follow so far for each and every one of these drivers. Seth Noel has been in 2nd for quite a long while himself as they come down to it once again. Looks like a bit of an extension on that yellow flag condition. So we'll see why that's the case, as we now have 2 laps to do it. And it could be because of a lap driver getting themselves back on the circuit. That it is not, as now Guy Petra and Matt Jonas, your only 2 retirees, leaving us with 31 drivers on the field. Stevenson, number 47, out in front. Nonetheless, we'll take a look through your top 10. It's Stevenson, Seth Noel, Nick Tarbuck, and then it's going to be Farrell Ryan, Guillermo Alvarez, Caitlin Haight, Jacob Fife, Cody Smith, Nicholas Ward, and then Cody Griffin. Round out your top 10 here in Gateway. 31 laps in out of 120, and we have yet to get the 1 to green signal. We'll have 1 more lap before we get right back at it, and then show on the road as the iRacing official pace car anticipating its return back to pit road. Its descent is planned in about 1.2 miles time, as Don Stevenson does not want anyone to impede on his perfect day that he had just now. Well, it's been just now, but it's been all throughout this race. He got that jump on lap number 1 and took the lead by storm, and now still that leader as they come down to the stripe this time by. Going to be 1 lap to green. 32 laps in out of 120. Going to be less than 90 laps to do. Going to be 89 exactly that time by, as the number 47 stays in tow with the number 88, and they'll get back at it with Seth Noel down to the inside line. Now Seth Noel might just have something here, and it seems like he could make a big shift of plans for these guys as they come down and in this time by. The 47 and the 88 gonna lead them through. Seems like nothing changing out front when it comes to the top 4 guys, just a bit of a shuffle in their order. So here we go again, live on FTN. Gonna be the 3rd restart of the night, led off by Don Stevenson, and he's got Seth Noel right in the mix, and it's gonna be well, indeed there. And then when it comes down to the mistakes he's made, that value, it's null, as he's had a flawless night himself. He now just needs to put the power down for the victory. And the iRacing official pace car going to make its way in. Driving force, well, it looks like it's going to have that driving force as it comes in, and here it is. Stevenson and Seth Noel this time by. Let's get right back at it. Restart number 3 in the night, led by the number 47 machine. Does he get the jump he wants? Once again, it looks like he will. Seth Noel gonna get real squirrely there with green flags out once again. shifting, and we're right back as a shift for Jacob Fife, and we're back on the move as our microphone not detecting us for just a moment, and 88 laps in. Well, Jacob Fife hopes to reach it in a high up spot. So far, though, 35 out of 120. He's there in 8th, and he gets right by Guillermo Alvarez, as you might have seen our onboard shot. Going to be Nicholas Ward spinning, as Farrell Ryan going to be in a bit of trouble, and 2 cars into the infield grass. No caution just yet. Will they call it? It appears that they will not, and that's going to be 2 drivers going in absolutely at the same time, and far from fortuitous, but it looks to be uninterrupted. As we'll check back once again, and you can see this one happened with 2 entirely separate incidents. Going to get a bit of a fast forward there to make sure we have the perfect timing on it, and I do believe that started with the Nicholas Ward machine, so check him out first, as the number 97 goes around just at the same time as that number 93. Ryan gets squirrely off exit, and so does Nicholas Ward, and they fall back big. And it's going to be Ward who gets a lot worse out of it, and every driver rushing right by the camera there. And Ward going to be now in 31st. And then we look at Farrell Ryan, who's currently in 27th, back battling once again, but it was an awful lot of time. So now going to be another driver in that top 3, and that driver, Mick Tarbuck, as Caitlin Haight chases him. And now the number 11 right there with a 3-car stack up, fighting to get into the top 5. It's going to be Cody Smith, Cody Griffin, and Caitlin Haight right there outside of your top 3. And with Cody Smith and Cody Griffin there, the next level racing machine looking to take it to the next level, going down to the inside line on that number 11. And as you can see that Cody Griffin is not going to spare an inch himself. He gets closer and closer. Will he make something happen? Not that time through. And now as they come down once again, it's going to be Cody Smith pledging his allegiance to Cody Griffin, and vice versa. Caitlin Haight going to be hung out to dry, but it does not look to work just yet. Now the advantage is in fact on number 18 as he drifts right up. It's going to be Cody Griffin now fighting as hard as he can there in the position number 5 as Caitlin Haight falls back just a bit more, and the midfield is brewing with battles. Farrell Ryan now going to be in 25th right now, fighting with the Stephen Wetton machine. Going to be a bit of pressure from the Jay Haishman machine, though. 3 wide, and they're all going to give except for the 93, and it is the 93, Farrell Ryan, who goes way high there, and he gets way squirrely, diving it in just a bit too high, gets into Wetton, and now gets into almost the wall, and Boomer Logan gets by him there. He's in a bit of trouble. Farrell Ryan going from bad to worse right now. And it looks like that 93 machine has gone from 0 to 0 here as he falls further and further back. Bad news. And there's no bear. He falls back all the way to 27th. Going back up the field once again, going to be Tom Wetmore now in the top 10 for the first time tonight in the 2-tech number 51. Sam Needle going to be in 9th right in front as Jacob Fife now going to be hung out to the wayside in position number 7. He still stays there. Going to be Sam Needle coming up, but Alan Dobbs cornering nice and smooth. That's 40 laps in. Out of 120, about a quarter of the way through this one. We have gotten now going to be about a third of the way through. And as we have just a bit of time, we'll take your Next Level Racing advertisement break. We'll be right back. Next Level Racing, high quality sim racing performance products since 2009. NextLevelRacing.com for more information. A proud supporter of the Integrity Racing League. We will be right back. And that is our first Next Level Racing advertisement break. Once again, I got to thank Next Level Racing for their support in the Integrity Racing League. It's 42 laps in out of 120. Our Next Level Racing driver, the number 18, there in position number 4. Cody Smith having a next level night so far, chasing down Cody Griffin for the 3rd spot on the board. As we get right back at it, though, Don Stevenson leads by a 2nd and a 3rd. It's been his race all night long. Nick Tarbuck going to be there in 2nd. Seth Well falls back into 8th. Now, last time by, Stevenson ran a 35.778 compared to his all-time best lap of a 34.7, so tire wear and tire degradation is in fact becoming a major factor as we get later and later into the night. So keep an eye out for that, as it seems like Don Stevens having a bit of trouble keeping it on the optimal line. He's going to lose a bit of time that time by, gets it right situated once again, and puts the power down, but it looks like a bit slower than the driver of the number 4 machine, as Nick Tarbuck going to make about 2/10 up on that back stretch alone. Going to be a big trouble for Chris Scheffler, though. He's going to go down and around it. It looks like caution's out again, and that's going to involve, it looks like Seth Well, maybe or maybe not, as the number 88 now down and out. Something has gone horribly wrong, and we'll check why, as Scheffler gets right into the Alan Dobbs machine, and he's going to spin big, and Seth Well, hard hit to the inside. Jacob Fife involved, and the yellow flag will fly, and well, looks to be done indeed. Now he looks to despawn immediately. Jacob Fife gets back on his way, and that brings out your yellow flag, as Don Stevenson leads him by that time by indeed. And 44 laps in at a 120, another caution on the night, and we will go back under yellow as Stevenson holds on. Nick Tarbuck going to be there in 2nd, and the 3rd position, well, it is Cody Griffin in the number 3. We'll try to get a word with the driver here and now. How about the driver of the number 47 machine, as Don Stevenson holds on out in front. The number 47, position number 1, as the night has gone on. Nobody's been able to challenge him, so we'll get a word with the driver leading here in Gateway. No driver better at handling tonight's racing so far. So we'll get a word with Don Stevenson himself in just a moment's time, although it looks like, unfortunately, not going to be available for comment. Seems like his voice chat is closed. We can't drag him in or out of the broadcast booth. Get another driver in momentarily. So how about the driver in that 2nd spot, the driver of the number 4 machine, and Nick Tarbuck there, and the number 4 machine running strong inside that podium and has been inside the top 2 for the good majority of the night. So as it stands, Nick Tarbuck with a great run so far. What's it take to capitalize from here on out?
Oh man, I think it takes getting on the outside on a restart and running away. I feel like I'm faster. I just can't get the track position I need to, and making a run on the inside is a little bit impossible, it feels like.
And it seems like once the leader goes, every restart, no way to catch him just at the moment. Now, the track could develop, tires could play a factor, and it looks like tire fall off is becoming a bit of a bigger issue. So what will it take for your camp to manage that? Because so far, no leaders have made a pit stop.
Yeah, it's going to take definitely being easy on the fronts. You don't want to scrub them at all, because there's no turn. They're so tight here. Not really any sort of rear tire concern, but on the pit stop, I'm definitely taking 4 tires and then saving 2 sets for the end of the race, just because the way it's going, I think there's going to be a lot of wrecks near the end.
And there we have it. Looks like it's going to be all about saving for later on your part. Now, we have just a bit of time before we get back at it. Anything else you'd like to add when it comes to this race?
No, I think it's a very methodical race. It definitely takes a lot of attention and heavy braking and shifting and all that kind of stuff. So technically, it's kind of fun to drive. But I think that the passing or lack thereof is kind of making it a little frustrating from the driver's seat. But you know, we're going to go out here, and when push comes to shove at the end of the race, I'm going to do what I can to get to the lead. And this time, I'm not going to slow down.
And there we have it. Nick Tarbuck going to be 2nd on the board. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope it's fun the rest of the way for y'all.
Here we have it, 2nd on the board, the number 4 machine, Nick Tarbuck. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Drag him right back in, the number 4 machine on the way, as Don Stevenson seems to have it all figured out so far. 46 laps in, coming to lap 47, and he will be your race leader for a event. I'm not sure what's going on with the Alan Rowell machine. We'll check a number 43 machine update here, and it looks like right now on the inside of Victor Avila Felix, he's in the top 15, just barely over the Avila Felix machine. As they come down to the inside line, it looks like the 43 much closer to the curbs here as they get down to 1 lap to green, and it's going to be the 43 with the 27, Trevor Trago in front. And now they pass the 5-hour energy restart segment and then get to the Geico restart zone itself. Stevenson holds on the high side, and when you get that high side going, you are good to go all night long. It seems like if you get up there, you will have it all made. And if you have that outside line, you have a position, like it or not, for a driver to the inside, such as Nick Tarbuck, who's been second all run long here. This caution, of course, bringing him back into the fray as we get back at it once again. 47 laps in, quite a few yellows to start this one off. Hopefully we get a bit of a longer run here, as we're almost halfway in tonight's show in Gateway, and it's round 5 from Gateway that's brought the chaos and brought the tension. Stevenson needs this win more than anything. His rival, while involved in that wreck, Chris Schetzler, still has a shot to catch him. He's 8th on the board, and he's 2nd in the bracket standings. Just needs to pass that 47 machine, no matter where on the track, to clinch the bracket victory. Will he be able to do with the damage? That might be impossible, might be improbable, but we'll see as Don Stevenson holds on this time by to get him back to lead. Here we go again as they drive it through. Stevenson going to be with Tarbuck. Green flag's going to be out once again. And Don Stevenson out in front with the Nick Tarbuck machine. Cody Smith going to be in the 3rd spot right now, as it is now Cody Smith and Cody Griffin just outside of the top 2 battle, and it's Cody Griffin outside the podium here with a bit of pressure held on by the number 05 and the number 11. Going to be going up to the high side. The number 3 machine does. Dalen Hay goes down and in, and your Auto Club winner looking to go for win number 2 on the season. Is it possible? We will find out, as it's going to be another caution 49 laps in out of 120. And we'll find out just why that is the case. Going to be another one in the back of the field. Sam Nito involved, and he looks to be 4 laps down, as is here. We'll find out whether or not he was the person, in fact, who brought out that yellow. Not 100% aware if he was. As you can see, the driver's barreling in here, and it looks like no yellow out at that moment. It's Sam Nito there as well, so I'm not sure what the case is, although I do believe there is a valid reason. That might be the reasoning behind our stage break for the night. So that's going to be stage number 1 as it is, and how about that? Fortunately, we just about missed it, but here we go again. No caution for incident that time by. Caution for cause going to be missed, and it's a caution for your stage break. And I do believe, regardless of when that stage break comes out, the man in the 47 will be the man to get it done. And the stage break would have been at lap number 48 on schedule, but it looks like it got pushed back just to get one more green flag lap in. Either way, no matter how you slice it, Don Stevenson going to be first on the board. Relentless drive from him so far, and he is not letting off of that pedal. Here we go again, going to be led by the driver of that number 47, and he still, unfortunately, appears to be unavailable for comment. We'll try to get him in, as it looks like so far we are not going to be able to move him anywhere, and we will unfortunately have to go with that interview for the man in the 47. So far, however, a great night for him as they round their turns once more. 47 going to be leading them all in. He'll be your stage winner. Nick Tarbuck going to be able to come home in 2nd on the stage, and now Chris Schetzler stay out in front and stay out alone to get some bonus points for the championship run. Also, he's involved in that fierce fight with the bracket victory. This could be a move made in, of course, the heat of that moment. He would try to go forward with the number 24 machine. Schetzler on his way. Thus far, going to be in position number 1 as he stays out on the circuit. We're going to drag him in slowly but surely into the broadcast booth. Now, the number 24, Chris Schetzler, out in front for the first time of the night in a very close battle in the top 10. Now staying out, the only driver to do so. What's the game plan from here?
Just try to keep the car in one piece. I pitted a little bit earlier, trying to get some track position for the stage break coming up, try to gain some stage points. So just trying to conserve some tires and hopefully keep it in one piece here.
And keeping it in one piece is the way to go. Now you're involved with a battle for the bracket here with Don Stevenson, and Stevenson has been flawless all night long. So with that being said, a bit of a change of pace and your strategy changing indeed. So with this move, is it all about staying out for the long runs?
Right now, honestly, I did see Don leading the entire race. I do know I'm in the bracket with him, so it was kind of, I had no choice. I wasn't going to beat him on the track, so kind of try to do the opposite of what he's doing. So we'll see how that works out in 70.
And that we will is 52 in. You're out in front indeed. Looks like right now a few drivers staying out there with you, a bit of padding. So we've seen tire wear is coming into the equation. How big has it been from the cockpit?
It's been a big deal on the bottom. You get real tight, you're not really able to pass on the bottom. But if you're able, it seems like if you're able to hold that second groove, then you can hold your own on older tires. So hopefully that'll work out for me here.
And that is indeed the plan as we get back to it very shortly after our stage break here. When it comes out of it, any final thoughts?
Just thank you to everybody who puts on the show. Thank you to Jay for doing the bracket challenge, and good luck to everybody tonight. It's been nice chatting.
And it's been a great one so far for Chris Schessler out in front. An alternate strategy, it could pay off and get him the victory in our first bracket of the season. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
And Schessler going to be on his way in that number 24 machine, of course, now in that first spot. And only two other drivers going to stay there with him. So it's going to be an alternate strategy. He's been out there for just about 20-odd laps. And Nicholas Ward going to be there in second. Don Stevenson going to be in third. Joe Yakes now going to be in fourth. As Nick Tarbuck going to be in fifth. And he will be the winner off pit road. Don Stevenson will be indeed the 47. And do no wrong tonight as he's out in front once again, this time off a pit exit. And he'll have to claw back to the remainder of the pack in front of him, although very, very few are in front. To get this one done, the 47 going to go way high, and now going to make it stick on the high side. He's got Schessler right in front. Could it be a change of pace, a change of power tonight? We will see. And the yellow flag going to hold out that time by, so it's not going to be one to green, or is it? It looks like drivers just letting one lap machine go by instead of extending the caution. So heads up thought there from everyone involved, and we will get back at it once again. The number 24 machine going to be with Nicholas Ward. Don Stevenson going to be there on the high side with Joe Yakes. Not front row Joe tonight, but he's oh so close. Now just a spot off of that top two. Will he be able to get up there? Maybe not. The fates will decide, and the fate's going to be all in his hands, as it's been a bit of a chaotic night here. The back of the field seeing a lot of action, and it's been very calm up in front. The reason Don Stevenson up to this point had led every single lap, and now he's not out in front. He's a few spots back. He's going to have to claw just a bit through. Will he get there with that incident? That, of course, remains to be seen. Let's get back at it this time by giving the driver of the 24, leading them in to our first restart of stage number 2. And stage 1 is hectic as it can get, so here we go. Going to be led off by the number 24. Stage 2 going to be underway on the Octane Series' 5th round at Gateway. Let's go racing once again. As we get back out of this time by lap 55, it's going to become lap number 56, and Schessler holds on as Guillermo Alvarez taps the wall, no caution out, able to get himself back on the move. But as you can see, Schessler has that padding of Nicholas Ward. Joe Yakes follows down in a running order, and the number 47, Don Stevenson, right there in tow. Will the 97 peel out? That is exactly what he does, and now Stevenson going to be coming right there with him. Shows Schessler going to be in a bit of trouble. Not going to be able to make that block on the low line, and it's going to be all low. The show, the driver of the number 47 machine, getting back there for second, and he'll have to chase down Ward for first. The number 97 machine is out in front here in Gateway. And the thing about the number 97 machine and Nicholas Ward here is something that's very, very different from Joe Yakes or Chris Schessler. He's only on a 12-lap run here. Schessler's been on a 27-lap run, so the deficit is not as major as what we saw between the driver of that number 24 and the 47. And while they fight for second and fight for the bracket lead overall now, it seems like it's going to be the number 24 to lose the battle, as Cody Smith now right there with them, and they're going to be playing cat and mouse while Nicholas Ward going to be able to run away easily, and the 24 falls first further and further back. Tom Wetmore going to be right there in the mix as well, side by side. And the 58th lap going to become 59 next time by. As you can see now, Tom Wetmore going to be trying to get in the top 5. That he does. And while Wetmore, not the strongest qualifying run for him tonight, he's always sure to get up front in the races, and that's exactly what he's doing. Look out for the 51 as he's now looking to join the fun very late in the going for him, but midway through, still a lot of time as they're still going to be fighting for the race lead. Don Stevenson going to be there with the number 97, and the 47 has that edge off the straight, and Don Stevenson, just like that, had the lead, but it looks like 97 going to be able to keep it as he's going to be almost clear coming down to the first turn. Not clear enough. Nicholas Ward sees that Cody Smith's now right there with him, and the Next Level Racing number 18 machine looking to push to the next level, and that he will do. Nicholas Ward knowing that he's got to wait this one out. Stevenson going to be in the mix as well, and that he will take it. The lead is going to be the 47, and now Cody Smith in third. Tom Wetmore going to be getting himself in the battle for the podium here, and Nicholas Ward going to be a standstill roadblock now. You see closer and closer to the end for a great start to the 97 tonight. In this second stage, it looks like now the drivers are beginning to catch right back up to him, and he will be falling down the wayside. The 51 for Tube Tech right there with Cody Smith in the 18 and 60 in out of 120 next time by. The cross flags will wave, and we'll have 60 laps remaining from Gateway. Out of the inside once again, Tom Wetmore going to be able to make it so, and he will go as now side by side for second, the number 51 going to be able to take it there, and his sights are set on the man about a half second up on him. That time by, he was just about as fast as the 47 with a bit of traffic, so don't keep an eye on anyone right now, but the number 51 becomes to those who will catch your leader. It seems like he will be your best bet for now, at the very least, as he gets back out into second, and now he leads the drivers chasing down the all unstoppable, indomitable Don Stevenson. Look back at the pack here. Joe Yates going to be fighting in 11th, the Cody Smith machine, the Cody Griffin machine. Now, in fact, as Chris Schetzler going to be there in 9th, and the number 3 fighting all the drivers on old tire. And you can see that number 3 could go for a high ride. Gets the power down on Joe Yates that time by. Will he get something done on the number 24? No, he does not get anything. He's cornered, and he is boxed by 2 lapped machines when it comes to tires. The tires are lapped down and lapped out, but the drivers, they are keeping themselves on that lead lap battle as Griffin now has 2 drivers with old tires pressuring him hard. Joe Yates going to fall back that time by. No exit on rotation, and Cody Griffin goes in for the taking. Riding over the number 24 machine, Schetzler. You can see Joe Yates right there with him, but you will not see Cody Griffin. Griffin's going to be able to get by like it's nothing, and now he's out in front of that battle. 59 laps to do it, and Don Stevenson holds on as well. And Don Stevenson out in front, 63 laps in out of 120. You can see Tom Wetmore going to be in the back of that frame. Nicholas Ward going to be in third. Cody Smith now going to have some trouble from Caitlin Haight. And Haight going to be able to make it so on Nick Tarbuck. And now the top 5 battle going to be finished off at 11 and the 18 as they go down. And in that time by, it's going to be Cody Smith with the edge. But will it stay that way? Remains to be seen. Alan Dobbs on the 7th spot so far. Keep an eye out for him. Kevin Matt's going to be there in 8th. And Cody Griffin going to keep himself there in 9th. As you can see, Ross Cato gets a bit of pressure for the driver in that number 24. 57 laps to do it live on FTN. The 5th round from Gateway. And now we're getting a bit of a spread out run. 13 laps into this run. And now Chris Schetzler fighting with Trevor Trago in the number 37. And Trago slowly but surely making it happen, and it seems like now going to be able to methodically wave himself into position number 13, and he's going to be able to make it into the top dozen as soon as we say that. Debutant Colin Didman right behind in the 04 machine, and now the Next Gen GT takes it down to the Camaro as the Toyota Camry, and Alan Rowell makes himself known, and he's in the battle as well. So 3 manufacturers fighting for 3 spots right now, and it's going to be the Chevy to the wayside as the Ford and Toyota double up on the inside. And there we have it. It's going to be all about the driver, the number 43, and Alan Rowell here. And sliding through and through. Rowell's going to be able to make one on Schetzler, but he loses just a bit more time than he wanted on the driver of the 04. And here we have it. Colin Gidman going to be in 13th. Trevor Trago there in 12th. Joe Yates going to be in 11th. Ross Cato there in 10th. As we round our way back up, Stevenson now going to be out in front by 4/10 of a second on unbelievable job for him so far, and you can see that he's got a great run and a great advantage going so far. Tom Wetmore gaining in slowly but surely, though, just about dead even, if not about a tenth of a second quicker that lap by. So better than it was before for any of the drivers' chances. Wetmore, the fastest man on the circuit, that time by unbelievable. And it could just happen to be a battle for the lead that we expect in just a few laps' time, as we now have only 54 laps remaining. Alan Dobbs now has a bit of pressure from Kevin Matz. Matz going to go way up to the high side there. And the number 50 machine of Kevin Matz, one of those drivers who always comes through in the races. And even though he might not have it in qualifying, it seems like any time you give him the power in a race, he makes himself known in the top 10, top 15. A very underrated driver in that regard. He might not be the fastest when it comes out of the hot lap heroics, but when it comes down to a long run, very consistent, very calculated, and that's the key to success sometimes in racing. Even if it is not about being the fastest, it's about being the best. That takes a multitude of factors, so don't slouch on Kevin Matz himself as they go down and in. 53 laps to do it. Round 5 here from Gateway going very well for him. As you can see, the number 50 in frame still going nice and steady. As we check our championship standings, the number 50 in Kevin Matz going to be 7th on the board so far. He's only 24 points off of your championship leader here, and he's trying to gain some spots on that man as we speak. So Kevin Matz only trying to make it so. 52 laps to go as we come to lap number 69, and a nice run for Don Stevenson. He gained 1/10. Tom Wetmore did, but in the process he loses 10th. So 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Don Stevenson out in front, gaining more and more time on the man in second. This could be Stevenson, who comes out with the championship lead if he finishes the way he does, and Cody Smith stays in his spot. It looks like this could be the defining race for his championship run so far. Still a lot of time to define everything, but as it is, still going nice and smooth. The driver, the number 51 is, but the 47 leads it with 51 laps remaining, a lap 70 on the books here. So you know what that means? Our second Next Level Racing advertisement break. Next Level Racing, high quality sim racing performance products since 2009. Visit nextlevelracing.com for more information on the best products in the sim racing industries. It goes out on the inside, the Next Level Racing machine, the number 18, having a next level run, as we will be right back. Return for our second Next Level Racing advertisement break. Once again, I want to thank them for the support in the Integrity Racing League. Doing sim racing right since 2012, Next Level Racing since 2009, providing high quality sim racing performance products. Visit Next Level Racing for more information. Let's get back right to it. Cody Smith going to be in 5th here as he loses some time to Nicholas Ward and Caitlin Haight. And now falling down the running order, still Next Level run here as Alan Dobbs pressuring him to keep on going. So far from done, Cody Smith is, as Don Stevenson holds on strong in his own right, and 49 laps to go. Nobody's been able to chase him down just yet. Stevenson next level himself, and if he's come home as the champion of this series, still very far from that point. If he does able to find himself as a championship winner, well, he'd win a full sim rig with a value of $2,000. Unbelievable prize given out by Next Level Racing, and an unbelievably fair price with incredible offers on the year-round basis. A great provider of equipment and a great provider of the Integrity Racing League, and their best driver going to be able to come home with the best prize that's ever possible for a sim racer, a full-on sim rig. Tom Wetmore going to be in 2nd right now, Nicholas Ward going to be in 3rd, Caitlin Haight going to be in 4th, and Nick Tarbuck going to be rounding out your top 5. Cody Smith there in 6th though, and don't count out Alan Dobbs. He's no slouch as well, as that number 05 machine keeps himself intact. 47 laps remaining. The 47 does lead, but the highlights are in the middle of the pack here when it comes to battles, as so far drivers are still fighting to get any last spot they can take. Trevor Traeger going to be out in front in this battle for 11th. Ross Cato going to be the final man in the top 10. Top 10 separated by 4 seconds. Top 11 separated by 7. So Traeger a bit far off of your top 10 tonight, but nonetheless putting together a great showcase for himself. And you can see so many drivers there in the back. It's going to be Chris Schessler currently in 17th on an old set of tire. Kenny Reel in the number 28 almost gets in the number 24, and it's going to be vice versa there, as Kenny Reel going to avoid a bit of a hard charge by the number 24 Schessler. And this is the biggest pack in the race so far. Kenny Reel and Joe Yakes seem to lead it, and now Yakes has that edge as they all consolidate single file, except for Jay Haishman and Jacob Fife. Kenny Reel sees a lot of drivers going right back at him, and will ride the rear view with the number 28 machine to show you what's going on. And you can see that number 28 machine in a lot of trouble. Joe Yakes right there, and now going to be side by side with Joe Yakes as Jacob Fife there with Chris Schessler, there with Brad Patton, and now Joe Yakes goes just a bit high. Kenny Reel going to be able to get back into 15th here, and that's exactly what he wanted. Everyone's going to be able to file themselves out, and Kenny Reel gets the edge. Great move for the driver in the FORL Cup Series, as it looks like Caitlin Hank going to be in a bit of trouble here. Driver of that number 11 machine is now down onto the apron. Yellow flag is out for the driver in the 11, as 44 laps to do with the yellow flag returns, and we'll find out just why. And Caitlin Hayt not going to be there with Stephen Whitmer. We'll find out nonetheless, as the 11 machine is going to be in the dirt by that point. And it seems like a battle with Nicholas Ward, Nick Tarbuck, and it goes awry for her. Going to get off the corner. Nicholas Ward going to hit her, and then going right into the grass, going to be able to avoid major damage. And getting back on the move, the 11 machine will be able to do so, as the yellow flag is out for that incident. A safety yellow. That could have been much worse. But some car control on the side of the number 11 to keep her in the mix. 44 laps to do it here in Gateway. Time is of the essence, and time running out for every driver. But one driver who knows that time will not stop him, that's Don Stevenson, as we come down pit road with the entirety of the field this time by. Alan Ramo going to be able to stay out and lead one lap, but Stevenson holding on strong. So here we go again, led by the number 47 machine. Alan Rowell going to be there in first for now, but every other driver stays out and then goes in at once. And Stevenson going to lead a lot of drivers into this one. As you can see the pit exit camera right on your screen. Alan Rowell going to see that it's going to be the 93 machine of Farrell Ryan entering the 43, the 58, and the 94. The only drivers out of pit road at the moment. It's going to be Cody Smith leading them off, the winner off pit road, followed by now Tom Wetmore, then Don Stevenson, Nick Tarbuck, then Alan Dobbs. Then it's going to be the driver of Jay Haishman, Ross Cato, then Trevor Traeger. Then it's going to be the driver of Nicholas Ward, Cody Smith going to be there with the driver of Farrell Ryan. Then it's going to be Galen Gidman, Kevin Matz, Kenny Reel, Joe Yakes, Chris Schessler, and then Jorge Canales. And as it stands, the number 51, one of the best drivers when it comes to the beneficiaries of tonight's pit cycle, there with 43 laps to do it. So let's get a word with Tom Wetmore, because so far things are seeming to play out in his favor, as the number 51 settling the score out in front, second man out of that pit cycle. We will get an interview with Tom Wetmore momentarily. So how about that? The number 51 right there and intact all night long, as Wetmore currently going to be right outside the broadcast booth. Let's drag him right in second off of pit road. Tom Wetmore, 42 laps to go this time by. How you feeling?
Oh, feeling pretty good, man. Driving almost straight from the tail. I think we started like P20 or something, but we got a fast hot rod under us in this Tube Tech Chevrolet.
And it seems to be a very great night for you when it comes to longer runs. You see, not the best qualifying effort, as you mentioned, but the car's been picking up every single lap. And looking for a moment there, faster than the dominator of Don Stevenson. So getting a bit of an even opportunity here as we go one to green next time by. Anything more you've learned to perhaps catch him for the victory?
No, Don Stevenson's a heck of a competitor, and he's out here racing for breast cancer awareness this evening. So finishing second to him doesn't matter as much as, I'd love to beat Don, but much more I'd love to beat breast cancer this evening. So with Don and I together, hopefully coming at the front, maybe we can win this thing and do it for them.
And we have it fighting for the cause here, and you two fighting up front and seeming to be some of the fastest drivers in this series tonight. Now, tire strategy, this might be the final pit stop, might not be. Can you enlighten us on the situation going on inside these next gens?
Yeah, the real drama up here on the front row is going to be Cody Smith on 2 tires, Alan Rowell on no tires, and everyone behind us on 4 freshies. So definitely going to be going to need all the coverage of Robin Steele attorneys at law to protect us getting through this one, but we'll see what happens, won't we?
And that we will. One lap to green this time by. We'll keep it brief from here on. And any final thoughts?
No, just got to thank everyone coming on board, helping us this season. Garage Moon Power in Atlanta. I mentioned Robin Steele and the Tube Tech boys. Hopefully with all their support, it can push us to the front here, so appreciate it.
And there we have it. Tom Wetmore going to be second on the board of those with new tires, 4th overall. Thank you for your time. And Dragon Wetmore right back in at the moment, going to be on his way as the number 51 right there out in front, though. Going to be Alan Romwell. Cody Smith going to be in second. Don Stevenson there in third. And sponsor dropping for Tom Wetmore and making it slick as Alan Romwell hopes his slicked up tires will not fail the test. And this might just be the test of time for the number 43 as Alan leads them in with 41 laps to go. The driver of the 43 Spam Machine, we're going to make it happen on repeat. Might be able to go Don Stevenson here, but I don't think the tires will serve him right. 80 laps in out of 120. Coming down to the final third of this one. Rowell knows what he needs. Will he get it? We'll find out. Let's go back at it this time by. Green flags out. Led by Rowell. And Rowell going to be a bit of a stopgap here. It's going to be the number 51 machine going right by him. 3 wide with Don Stevenson, Alan Rowell, and Tom Wetmore. Despite having to push him right along, looks like the number 51 going to be able to make it so. And look at that. Tom Wetmore now going to be right beside the number 47. Next Level Racing's number 18, though, of Cody Smith right there. Going to be 3 abreast there. And you can see side by side, it's going to be now double file. And now it's going to be the 51 of Tom Wetmore making it happen. And we said, of course, that Tom Wetmore fighting the cause of breast cancer here and raising awareness alongside Don Stevenson, Nancy Wetmore. Thank you for being here. And of course, it looks like Tom putting on a great show representing the Wetmore's crowd here. He goes out in front with 39 laps to do it, and Cody Smith now going to be in second. And Don Stevenson, certainly no slouch tonight. He's been leading the good majority of this one. He has a bracket on the line, a charter on the line, and the points lead, well, it's now going to be on the line as well. Cody Smith, the man who led the run, of course, in the championship standings up into tonight. Well, now he's going to be a bit far off your leader, but once again, back in the points lead. He came to tonight 7 points up on Stevenson, and he's going to be able to gain just a bit more. Not too much, going to be very minute gains, and 38 laps to go. Yellow flag's going to be out, and it looks like this time by, drivers involved include John Steele, Victor Avila Felix, and not Jim Fife, but he's going to be able to go right around it. Instant replay, let's find out what happened. And Avila Felix there in the number 27 gets into Joe Yates. They're going to send it very deep, and that is going to be your yellow. How about that? Very deep into the corner indeed, and a 2-car incident collects them both, and Avila Felix going to be in trouble, stuck to the wall, gets on the way. Joe Yates there as well, so 30th and 29th respectively. And Tom Wetmore out in front, and undeniably a great show put on for the number 51 machine. Able to get out front immediately on the jump there. Cody Smith going to be in second. And your Next Level Racing machine having a next level run, as we always mention. Now, we're not saying that just for the sponsor's sake. Next Level Racing, of course, a great partner of this series. And the man they represent, he's the points leader. Just great in and out. Now, with 37 laps to do it, I think he's got a shot to make it happen here. The Next Level Racing 18 going to be currently in second. Let's check out what's going on for the man in second spot, Cody Smith. The word we're going to get from him, as I don't believe we'll see a pit stop for the remainder of the night here. They come down to the front straightaway once again. A dive bomb indeed. And now we get back into it. Cody Smith, the word on the street, he's in second. Maybe he's got something more for us. Let's find out in just a moment's notice. Going to be 36 laps to go that time by live on FDN, and Cody Smith right behind your race leader in Tom Wetmore. Oh, so close. Maybe too close for comfort here. Of course, going for that victory. Smith, 18 machines in second. What does it take to come out over the edge tonight?
I don't know, man. It's really hard to pass. It seems like anytime you try to make a pass, if you don't get it done right away, you're losing a couple spots. So track position is key. So I decided to take two tires on the last restart. Alan staying out there kind of jacked me up because I was hoping to be the leader on the 2 tires. But now we're in second, and we've got 35 laps to go. We'll see what we can do.
And very little time remaining here in the race might begin to shuffle. Don Stevenson falls back to 4th. New leader out in front on a run. That's going to be Tom Wetmore, and you're now there in 2nd. So shifting pastures, so to speak, and it looks like you're up there for the taking. You think you got anything for the 51?
Yeah, I mean, the last run, Tom was pretty fast, so I think he's got some good speed. Don's obviously led most of the race, so he'll be up here. Alan behind me, so there's some speed up here. It'll be a dogfight. Like I said, I'm in a bit of a tire deficit, so hopefully it'll play out in my favor here.
And hoping to play it out, Indy. Going to be 1 lap to green. It looks like this time by, so we'll keep it brief. Any final thoughts?
Well, just thanks for coming out and enjoy the show.
And that we hope to do. Cody Smith going to be 2nd on the board tonight in Gateway. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Drag him right back in. Cody Smith 2nd on the board for Next Level Racing. Your next level racing advertisement break going to be very soon. Going to be about a 20 laps time here. Going to be the shortest of the night, so you won't miss a thing live on FTN. Got to thank Next Level Racing once again for their tremendous support in the Integrity Racing League. We could not do without them. Their championship bonus to those who win the Octane and Ignite Series championship, it is major, so keep that in mind. One of the great sponsors and partners of this league. We cannot do it without them, quite frankly. Tom Wetmore going to be 1st on the board, Cody Smith there in 2nd, Alan Dobbs in 3rd. Let's get back at it live in Gateway. If you enjoy the action, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is always greatly appreciated as we get back to it this time by Tom Wetmore and Cody Smith. Here we go. Going to be led up with the 51. Let's get right into it as the green flag is going to be out, led by the number 51 and Cody Smith right there in tow. How about this? The driver of the number 51 machine gets a major start this time by, though. Don Stevenson looking to make amends for what happened before. He's right there fighting for 3rd, and he's got the number 05 of Alan Dobbs running up just a bit higher than he wanted to be. Cody Smith there in 2nd. Tom Wetmore slowly but surely pulling away as Alan Dobbs now giving him the heat. And Stevenson has a bit of trouble as we're riding up over the number 47. You can see that 05 machine right there with Tarbuck. And you can see that 4 machine now has Alan Dobbs going way in. And he's going to be able to make that move stick. Not going to be able to make the pass. He's not clear. But that could have been something. And it goes down to nearly nothing. How about that maneuver for the 05 machine of Alan Dobbs? 33 laps to do it, and it looks like he tries to make something stick on Stevenson. It does not happen, and Stevenson now a 2nd adrift from your race leader. And Don, without that clean air, it might be falling apart as he now has Tom Wetmore on even tires right in front with Cody Smith as well. Now, that's not to say that the driver of the 47 has lost any of his power. Now, I do believe that there's something else at play. Every time that Stevenson had a driver in front of him beforehand with that dirty air, they were on old tires. Be it a driver like Joe Yates, be it a driver such as Alan Rawa, be it a driver such as Chris Schetzler. Every time they got in front of them, they had older tires. They were trying to make it work on an alternate strategy. Now everyone seems to be on the same formation, and anyone can make it happen out in front so long as they have that clean air. And it looks like Tom Wetmore, the big beneficiary from that belief. And if that's the case, it's working quite well for the Tube Tech number 51 with 31 laps to do it here. 90 laps in out of 120, and it's going to be led off by that number 51 with ease. Cody Smith going to be in 2nd, Don Stevenson there in 3rd, and Alan Dobbs now has Nick Tarbuck there in 5th as the number 4 machine goes out on the inside once more. Trevor Trago with Ross Cato, Cody Griffin with Gallon Gidman, and Gidman on debut in this season, looking to make it happen here in 10th. So how about him in that number 04 machine? No slouch indeed. The 04 welcome in to the Integrity Racing League and the Integrity Octane Series. It seems to be a great addition for this 04 side by side with nobody right now. As we check back, there is some side by side racing on the circuit, and it is right behind Jacob Fife and Guillermo Alvarez. It looks like now the Alvarez machine going to fall back just a bit. The 36 has a minor edge, as you can see, going down to the inside line. Alvarez going to be right there with Kevin Max. They keep it going. keep it sticking, and it's now going to be one machine for Brad Penn in tow. How about that? Going to be side by side to the stripe once again. Kevin Matt's going to be able to put himself in a 15, and up and down night for the driver of that number 15. But don't count Kevin Matts out. When he comes down to it, it's all about clutch for Kevin Matts. The K in his name might as well stand for the C in clutch, because when it comes down to it, the late race moments, he always makes it happen. And the 50 machine, knowing just that, will keep himself in tow until it all comes out of the tail end. A late race incident, a late race yellow, regardless of what happens, but he will have to make something of it very, very soon, as Guillermo Alvarez gets right there with Jacob Fife side by side. And now going to be the Gallon Dim machine in the 11th, as up in front it is the man in the number 51 in Tom Wetmore, pulling further and further away. There's going to be 4 drivers in the gaggle in that second pack, as the 51 in a pack of his own, in a league of his own now. As you can see, the 47 of Don Stevenson chasing your man in third, undeniable the way it's going. As you can see, the number 18 goes up high once again, and then Alan Dobbs holds on strong as single file, good majority of the way through. Looks as bad on the racetrack it seems to be between Jacob Fife and Kevin Matt still, although now Brad Patton in the mix as well. And 3 drivers fighting for that 15th position right now. It seems like that's going to be the 16th spot. Kenny Rio gets back out in front once again of that, and it's going to be a major move for the driver of that number 50 machine, as side by side they keep it going, and it's going to be all about whether or not it's going to be Boomer Logan or Brad Patton in a new battle, as Kenny Rio seems to be in a bit of trouble himself, falling down to the pit access road here. So Kenny Rio coming down on a 16-lap old set. Is there something wrong? It could be a penalty, not sure. There's damage there, and it's going to be the driver coming in from 15th, Kenny Rio, and we'll check on what just happened. And undeniable that the number 28 machine going to go way high, and now he seems to have stuck it into the fence and jamming it in there. It's going to be almost a wreck there in itself, but then slamming it in once again. So Rio going to be able to fall back into the 30th spot. He's done and done for the night, I believe. Nothing more in that card that it could give. So once again, another retiree with 25 laps remaining. Unbelievable circumstances for Tom Wetmore out in front, as he's now been able to make it a belief that anyone can hold. Tom Wetmore fighting breast cancer here with the 47 machine of Don Stevenson in third, representing with the pink and black. These 2 drivers united for one cause, and united in the fact they're having 2 great races. They're first and third with Cody Griffin there in second. This is going to be 24 laps to go this time by. Undeniable that these drivers still have something in them, as Stevenson going to beat and bang with Cody Smith there, and he's going to be able to get away from it, and Cody Smith is going to fall back 1, 2, 3 spots on the night. Now he's going to be down to the 5th, down almost into 6th. Nick Tarbuck going to be able to hold on strong. Stevenson now in 2nd, and he is getting impatient. He knows that if he wants anything in this one, well, he will have to push here. And now the 47 knows that this is it if he wants anything, and they're going to be side by side for a moment, and now Stevenson has that clear edge on the battle. How about it? Side by side, Alan Dobbs is going to be, as they come down to the stripe once again. Going to be 23 laps to go next time around, and Alan Dobbs doing battle with the man in that number 47. Nick Tarbuck, don't count him out of it, as they all come down to the line once again. It's going to be Tom Wetmore still leading them. Nick Tarbuck going to be now in the 4th spot in the number 4 machine. Top 5 drivers staying in formation, and 23 could be coming 22 laps to go. And you all know what that means. TrackCams22.com, crank it up using the best cameras on the iRacing platform. TrackCams for Gormans. If you want their information, use the link in the description and go to TrackCams22.com. We'll be back uninterrupted live on FTN in just a few laps. With 18 laps to go, your leading man, Tom Wetmore, by a wide margin, 1.5 seconds to get it done. The number 4 machine in the runner-up spot for now. Alan Dobbs, though, going to be in third as Cody Griffin still fights with Don Stevenson here. And now Cody Griffin with a shot in the arm. He gets down to the inside line and makes it so. That time by, it's now going to be Cody Griffin in fourth as Don Stevenson falls to fifth. And early domination subsiding late, and now we have a new dominator out in front in Tom Wetmore, who has to just hold on through the final stage of this event to get it in. 17 laps remaining. Undeniable that this is going to change the lineup entirely as battles coming in late. Chris Schessler going to be there, and now Schessler is only a total of 3 spots away from Don Stevenson. Keep an eye on your bracket battle as the night goes on. It could come down to the final lap. Paces are equalizing, and it could be in the favor of Schessler. That time by, he was about 1/10 of a second faster, and he's only just about 15 tenths off. With 16 laps to go, it is feasible if Don Stevenson really loses it all at the end. This is a battle for 30 free races in the Integrity Racing League next year, and any driver who, of course, plans to stick around would want that prize worth about a total value of $40 for 30 races. A value deal here in the Integrity Racing League, just about $1.10 a race. So you really want to make it count here in this season. You have 2 opportunities to win a chance to go free next year as Schessler and Stevenson side by side in the battle. No, they are not just yet, as 15 laps to go on the circuit. And as we have just a bit more time, your leader having a next level race, Tom Wetmore, out in front for a final next level racing break. High quality sim racing performance since 2009, and we will return one final time and go all the way from there on out uninterrupted. And still 14 laps to go here after our final next level racing advertisement break on the night. And undeniably great performance and a stunner for Tom Wetmore if he's able to get it done. 14 laps to go to get it done out in front of the field. Cody Griffin going to be there with Alan Dobbs, and these drivers pushing at wits' end no matter where they are on the circuit. Position matters in more ways than one. Don Stevenson positioning himself nicely to keep battling with Nicholas Ward here, but Ward has the edge on pace, and that's going to be very bad for him, as now Ross Cato is now only about a second off of the battle between Stevenson and Nicholas Ward, and Chris Schessler goes out of the inside line. This is going to get a bit fierce, as now 1 spot separates your drivers in the bracket, and Chris Schessler might just have a chance. The sun slowly setting. Phil Ryan is betting that he's going to be able to make a spot. He's going to have to lift off, though. They'll almost get into each other, and it's going to be closer and closer. These drivers are, and one thing that's getting closer, Nick Tannerbuck now about 1 second and 2 tenths off as the driver of the number 4 machine slowly but surely getting quicker. That time by 1/10 of a second faster with 12 laps to go. Once again, with 11 tenths to make up, it's possible at that rate. He'd have to pick up an unbelievable amount of pace lap after lap, though, especially at the end. It takes one thing to catch someone, another to pass them. So keep an eye out on Tarbuck, as it seems like he's one of the fastest men on the circuit. And we go back once again to Ross Cato, Don Stevenson, and Schessler, as now only 4/10 of a second separates Stevenson, Cato, and the number 24 as the championship battle. Well, it's going to persist between the 47 and the number 18. It looks like tonight could be Stevenson coming out on top over the 18 machine, but it looks like it could also be Schessler fighting as hard as he can for that bracket win. Farrell Ryan going to drive him up high on the track once again, and it looks like it goes down into the inside as the yellow flag nods out, but they're all going to swoop around in, out, left, right, center, and Schessler could be losing power himself. Bit of damage on the front end here. Alan Dobbs falls back, and now Schessler separated once again by 4 cars. Stevenson has padding. Is it a bit of enough to make it happen? Maybe or maybe not, as it seems like everything's in peril so far. 8/10 of a second for Tarbuck, though. Now he seems to have that pace, if not a bit more, and that time by 2/10 of a second gain by the driver of the number 4. Unbelievable drive so far, as the number 4 machine goes in, goes out, and he is going smooth. Let's run aboard one lap here with the number 4. And you can see now the number 4 machine of Tarbuck is the fastest man on the track. That time by about a 0.2 of a second advantage. And this is not based on tires, it's based on tire use. It looks like Wetmore might have burnt him up just a bit early, trying to keep himself in the lead. And now with the final stretch ahead of us, it's going to be all about using what he has left perfectly, because this battle is getting closer and closer, and margins are becoming less and less, as it's going to be a bit of trouble for the lap machine of John Steele. Unbelievable. That could have been a big moment. Thankfully for their sake, it appears that it was not, and it now seems that Nick Tarbuck could be able to make it around once again. He's 0.5 of a second off with 8 laps to go. How about this as they keep it going? The 8th lap to go mark on its way, and it is here, it is now, and Tarbuck getting closer and closer. Look at that, the margins getting smaller, and now the battle for the lead could persist. Schetzler 2 spots away from the battle with Don Stevenson, now 1 spot away. He only has 0.8 of a second to make up. He was faster before. Will he be faster again? Maybe he could be. This is it. If anything goes down here and now, it's going to be all between the 24 and the 47 for the bracket, but the race win going to be decided by 0.4 of a second. Jim Fife going to be in front of the battle for the lead. Wetmore goes out on the inside line, going to make it so on Jim, and Tarbuck going to have to consolidate his line as well. Going to affect the both of them about the same, and 7 laps to do it. Wetmore going to be able to get a nice exit off there. Looks like he actually gets affected less with a lap car than the man in second, so able to cut through nicely. Jim Fife gives them a break, and now the 51 getting closer to Tarbuck, and vice versa. Not good for our 51, very good for the 4 as they come down and in once again. Going to be 6 laps to do it this time by in Gateway, and this is when it comes to challenge drivers saying all night long hard to pass. Will it be hard to pass for number 4? It's evident he has pace. Is it enough? All these questions to be answered. Your bracket battle separated by 0.6 of a second. We'll check on that in just a moment. As you can see now, they begin to stall out 0.3 between your top 2, and they have gotten awful close. It would only have to be about 0.05 of a second gained every lap for Tarbuck at this pace, as he gets closer and gains yet another 0.05. That time by gains nearly a flat 10th, and 5 laps to go. We'll keep an eye on this battle, as it seems like it's not stalling out between Stevenson or Schetzler. This is for a free charter, and it looks like the 24 getting closer to 93. That time by, they're separated by 0.3. They're leaders now by 0.2, and 5 laps to do for Wetmore. Let's run the rear view. And this one's going to be a nail biter for the man in that number 51. He's got a hard charger right behind him in Tarbuck, and undeniable that when it comes down to the late race situation, Nick Tarbuck is one of those just pushes until the job is done. And tonight the job could be done for him if he gets it. So that right side, they both go once again. Going to be 4 laps to do it live on FTN. Gateway's the 5th round of the season, and this is feeling like the final round, the final few seconds. Undeniable. You can see that the number 51 stays intact. 0.2 of a second here. Now Don Stevenson going to be in front of Chris Schetzler by 0.1 of a second. 2 battles, and they are brewing at the exact same time. This is getting unbelievable. Side by side, they are not just yet up front, but they're getting closer. It could be a move made, as now it's going to be Schetzler losing a lot of time that time by. He was oh so close, he loses a second on the lap. Now he's behind big time. He's got a second to make back up. Battle for the bracket, it could be over on that note. Tarbuck and Wetmore, 0.2 of a second becomes 3 once again, and they keep it going as the 51 machine of Tom Wetmore still going to be out in front. Unbelievable. Side by side the battle was for the bracket, and now for the lead. Will a lunge be made? We will see, as our number 51 going to be there with Tarbuck. Nicholas Ward going to be in third, 5 seconds off. If anything happens here, he could be in the catbird seat. It's not sure, it's not certain, but nothing certain in the heat of the moment. Tom Wetmore, though, slowly but surely finding his cool, getting his footing back in. That time by, he was in fact just a bit faster than Tarbuck. Now he's going to lose a 10th. That time around, 1.5 tenths to do it, 0.15 of a second, and they go a bit higher once more. 2 laps to go to make it to the white flag. That will be official, and this is the moment of truth. As they come off the backstretch once again, the 4 machine trying to take it high, trying to go down low once more. Look at the pouncer here. It's the chaser and the chase, the hunter and the prey. And right now the hunter getting oh so close as they come down. 1 lap to go. This time by looking to make it back as they come to the white flag this time by. Wentworth's got a lot of pressure. He's got one to his back bumper. They're just about nose to tail off the stripe. Third place going to be far out of frame as they come in once again. The Ford machine right there, but Wentworth still out in front. He's just got that perfect grip strip entry. Will he have a perfect exit? It looks like he's just about there. Both drivers with a perfect run down. They are battling as hard as they can, putting 110% into it. This is the final opportunity. Lunging in, Tarba gonna go all the way, gonna go right into the nose. Is there a tap? There is. They're bumping, they are shoving. Will the Ford machine get a good exit? It's gonna be all about the drag race here, but it will be no use. The Tube Tech number 51 out in front, and it's gonna be good to go. Number 5 on the rounds. Gateway won by Tom Wetmore, and a nail biter down to the line. Unbelievable. And Wetmore gets it done, and Chris Schetzler comes home 7/10 short on the bracket. Don Stevenson finishes in 4th and wins your 2024 free charter number 1 as Tom Wetmore makes it so and wins here in WorldWide Technology Raceway. And the 5th round of the season goes to the number 51, and I'm certain that he'll be celebrating this one for quite a while. We weren't sure if he'd had anything for him, Don Stevenson being him in that case, but he had everything and then some, and now, well, Stevenson's got the time to celebrate, getting the win off his back, winning after a few weeks off there. He's back in action, and now Tube Tech 51 showing that he's got the tech under the hood and the power as a driver to win by 900ths of a second over Nick Towerbook in 2nd. Then Nicholas Ward in 3rd, Don Stevenson there in 4th, Farrell Ryan, your pole sitter, in 5th, and Chris Schetzler comes home in 6th. Ross Cater going to be in 7th, Caitlin Haight going to be in 8th, and then Brad Patton comes home in 9th. Sam Nita rounds out your top 10 with 11th place being Jacob Fife, then Cody Smith, Cody Griffin, Trevor Trago, and Guillermo Alvarez rounds out your top 15. Goes right in front of Boomer Logan, Colin Kidman on debut, Alan Dobbs on 18th, and Stephen Wetton with Alan Rowell 20th spot on the board, 20 seconds off. Then it's going to be Kyle Cooper, Kevin Matz, Jorge Canales, Randy Fiash, your final driver to lead lap with Jim Fife, Jay Haishman, and John Steele, and Joe Yakes, and even Victor Avila Felix making it to the line. Your retirees go as follows: Kenny Reel, Seth Well, Guy Petra, and Mott Jonas is the driver of the number 51 machine, gets to burn it down as position number 1, and would you look at that, Tom Wetmore going for a spin. And with Wetmore getting it burnt down, the house gonna go into a smoke show. And the packed crowd here in the virtual WorldWide Technology Raceway seeing a great one as Wetmore keeps that wheel still and perfect. Shades of Ross Chastain as he's done it as well here in Gateway. But this time, the daytime of the sim, but a nighttime battle goes to the 51. And it's going to be Tom Wetmore still on his way here in his burnout as you look on board once again. The number 51 taking his Polish victory lap and getting it back once again to the start-finish line where it all began and where it all finished up. You can see that 51 submitting it down and around, and how about that? Parking it on the start-finish line, and this one, an unforgettable victory for Tom Wetmore. And making sure he's right there on the line. Wetmore takes it to the line in first position, waiting 120 laps to get it done. The checkered flag falls, and it falls for one. That number 51 had it in store, and that final run went all the way his in the battle. It was a nail biter, but Tom Wetmore, you come out on top here in Gateway. How do you feel after this one?
It feels good to lock down the first win of the season, but I tell you what, Nick was coming on strong, wasn't he, buddy?
Absolutely, a close battle there, and it seemed like there could have been a fight for the victory when it came to side-by-side racing, but it was all about holding him off, and that you were able to do quite effectively. So what was the key there? We got oh so close at the tail end.
Well, we almost miscalculated it, but we knew a little bit of calculations. We had our boys Ty Drifts and Eric McFarland in the booth helping us out a little bit, telling us, man, the cars behind you, they're saving a little bit, but I think you're saving better. And the problem was they didn't account for Nick, and they didn't account how much tire he was saving for the end of the race there. And man, he ran us down in one more lap. I don't know if the outcome would have been the same, man.
And it seems like that calculation went down to the very end. And for you, well, it seems like it played out perfectly. That final run, you certainly had things click. So when it came down to the tires for the most part, what really set it off?
Yeah, it was patience in the Tube Tech Camaro. We, like I mentioned earlier, we started in the back. Wasn't exactly sure if we were going to have the car to do anything. Just got a new wheel installed and learning all that stuff, and I think we got it down, or at least we're getting a little bit better. But like I said, slow in qualifying and methodically worked our way up and followed a couple fast guys and learned their line a little bit. And fortunately, it paid off and we hit pay dirt. So happy to be here.
And it seems like everything was able to pay off at the tail end after 120 laps of jostling for position. Position 1 is what you come out with. What a way to come back here now. Next race on the schedule after our great race here at WorldWide Technology Raceway, the 6th round of the season. Well, it's going to be in COTA. Circuit of the Americas seems to be up next, so a big change of pace there. A road course for 34 laps. What's it going to take to get it done there?
I'm pretty good at turning left. It's this turning right thing I still have to figure out. And unfortunately for me, I just checked COTA, and apparently there's 1 or 2 right turns, maybe 6 of them or so. So definitely have some practice to do. Definitely have a lot of work to do. But I'm not sure if we'll see the same performance out of this Tube Tech Camaro next week. But only one way to find out. Tune in to Fireball Talks NASCAR at FTN Live, baby.
And we would love to see another performance just like that, and absolutely do tune in as the 51 comes back with a vengeance here. Victory on return to Gateway. So any final thoughts to round this one off, and anyone else you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I mean, the last person I got to thank is the guys over at Next Level Racing, naturally helping us out here at Integrity Racing League, and I mentioned have some new equipment that we're working on here, so I can tell in terms of honing in my sim, I'm gonna have to take a look at those guys and probably spend some of my hard-earned money their way because they have just about everything I need.
And that day, do Next Level Racing a great partner for a next level drive. Tom Wetmore comes home top of the board here in Gateway. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a great night.
And there we have it. Wetmore going to be on his way, position number 1, and that battle went all the way to the very end, and Nick Tarbuck going to be there in second at the tail end of it. We never got that side-by-side moment we see on screen right now, but you were damn close at the tail end of it. And all the way, we saw a great show. So second night here, was there anything else you could have done?
I don't know, man. I don't know. This one hurts. This one really hurts. I mean, I think it was, I don't know if it was clear, but I felt like I was the fastest car out there, and I got held up on restarts, and it's hard to pass. You know, it just kind of depends on how you fall in line with the restarts and how the cars in front of you play out, and you can't try to pass because then you get passed from behind. So it's just taking it really slow, and unfortunately, you know, when I got in second place, it was about a 2.5, 3 second lead. I don't recall what it was exactly, but it was a hell of a way in front of me. And I mean, I tried everything I could. I'm sweating over here trying to catch him. And, you know, turn 3 and 4, I tried to give him a little bump, but I didn't want to make it like I was going to wreck him. I just wanted to give him a little bump, and it just didn't move him at all. So I kind of knew at that point that, you know, all that work was just to come second. But at least it was better than, you know, what it could have been.
And certainly one of the greatest of the runs up here tonight, all about persistence. And it seemed like for you, that final run, that second stage went a lot better than the first. Was there anything specific that got changed in the number 4 camp?
I started shifting down in the third in turns 1 and 2, and that helped me get a good rotation and good exit off the corner. That's about the only thing I changed, though. It really was just, I just got lucky getting into second. You know, I mean, I'm lucky that the guys I tried to pass didn't try to fight back super hard, and I'm lucky that, you know, some guys had some issues when I tried to pass them that got me into second. So, you know, just kind of kept going. I knew what I had to do. I just had to have the chips fall right, and at the end they did, but not quite enough.
And unfortunately for your case there, the number 4 machine 1 spot short, and there's, of course, always next week. Circuit of the Americas is going to be the next one up, and that's going to be 34 laps of road course racing. Going to be as hard as it gets, so what's going to take to repeat the success?
Oh man, I love road courses in these cars. I'm not sure how realistic it is, but it seems like you just get more and more grip as the laps go on, and it just feels it's so much fun. But that being said, while I'm usually pretty quick at road courses, I never actually have finished one because I'm always having too much fun and I plowed into a wall or something. So I think it's just going to take being pretty calm, cool and collected. And with the road course, I think it's just survival of the fittest. So we'll make it to the end of that one and see where we fall out, but I'm not expecting anything great.
And seeing where we fall, what it looks like tonight, falling home in the second spot on the podium. Nick Tarbuck, second on the night, and a great run. So anyone else you'd like to thank, and any final thoughts?
Yeah, I want to thank you for broadcasting again. Great broadcast, I'm sure. Thank everybody for watching. Mom, Dad, anybody else that watched, friend-wise. Thanks to the league for putting on another good race. And, I thank Yingling for, throwing their name on the car for some reason.
And there we have it, Nick Tarbuck, second on the board tonight here in Gateway. Oh, so close in that final battle to the stripe. Thank you for your time.
Have it going, man.
There we have it. Tarbuck going to be on his way there in second on our final driver in the top three. Well, Nicholas Ward able to come home with a less eventful third position and a very solid race on your end there. As it looks like the top two got their own battle. You're able to come home nice and steady there in third. How was it battling in the thick of it for that final podium spot? And Nick Ward, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Great to hear. Third of the night tonight. And it seems like a bit less eventful than the top two, but still a great showing there. So what did it take to stay out in front?
I don't know. It was a rough race, tough track. We started P5, and early on there, we lost control and ended up going all the way to the back, last car on the lead lap. So honestly, it was pit strategy. Caution came out right before the stage, went pitted, took tires, got me back up towards the front. And honestly, it was just kind of trying to save a little bit. That way we had stuff there at the end. And then it ended up working out, able to snag third place. It was a tough fight there with the three, Cody Griffin, I think. So it's a good time, though. So I don't know. It was just a rough night all the way around.
And either way, despite all the up and down battle, able to come home third. So what really clicked on the tail end? Because it seems like everyone was shuffling all night long there.
I don't really know what it was because I don't really feel like I did anything different. I think the biggest thing is that we were able to get a longer run in. I think that was right around a 40-lap run there to the end. Pretty sure that was the longest green flag run we had all night. So I really think it had to do with the fall off there. People pushing too hard early. I know. I think Cody Smith took two tires there, and that ended up not really working out for him. And really, I think the big thing was if you pushed too hard earlier in the run, it was really going to bite you there towards the end, which is lucked out for me because that's how I was able to start grabbing spots there in the last 20 laps or so.
And spots grabbed on the tail end to come in clutch here in third. Now, Circuit of the Americas next week on the schedule, a totally different ball game. So what's it going to take to come out up front in there as well?
Hopefully with this being really the first really good run we've had this season and the road courses being something that I feel fairly confident with, usually feel like I can at least get a podium, usually have a shot at the win there. Realistically, it's just keep the car on track, and keep your head in the game. And really that's all there is to it. Qualifying is going to be a big deal. You can't really get up to the front if you start in mid-pack, and ends up making it pretty difficult to get up there. But I think a good qualifying effort and just keeping the car on track, we should have a good shot at it there.
And qualifying will be key next week, but it looks like the racing comes home in your favor third of the night. Anyone else you'd like to thank and any final thoughts?
I'd like to thank you. This broadcasts are awesome. Jacob and all the admins for the league. This league's been awesome for the last 8-9 years that I've been here. And I think that's about it. And final thoughts, just happy to finally get a couple of good, decent weeks strung together. Finally get some good points. Did not start the season off good. So thanks again, and have a good night.
And putting it all back together, Nick Ward, third of the night, thank you for your time.
Thanks, sir.
You have it. Nick Ward going to be on his way. One final interview on the night going to be Don Stevenson, and while he finished in fourth, comes home first in another sense. The bracket going to be his, the first of the season, getting a charter for next year, and a dominating pursuit in the first half and a great race nonetheless. So how was that out front? Because the battle between you and Schetzler did heat up at the tail end.
Yeah, I feel bad for the battle there with Chris there. I mean, he was definitely a lot faster than me at the end of the race there, and he honestly deserved to get the charter there and get around me because he was definitely faster. And coming off of 2, I downshifted to 3rd, to try to get that extra drive off because I'd really burnt the tires up pretty bad that whole run, and just got a little bit loose. And he actually kind of corrected. He kind of moved his car in a way so that it wouldn't wreck both of us. So got to thank him also, but at the same time feel bad that it basically took him out of winning the bracket too. I mean, but we had a great run at the beginning of the race. Was setting the pace, and then we just kind of lost control of the race there when that caution with 45 to go happened, and just got burned up the tires. Racing some of the guys. So, but still fun race. Good job for everyone. Going the last 50 lap screen, and still a fun race.
And certainly a fun race to behold here. Now, the first half, all yours there. Was there any strategy that might have gone awry? Because it seems like it looked like, well, on our end anyway, the battle became much more intense for every driver in the top 5 after that about 60 lap point.
Well, the whole thing was at the beginning of the race was, I was able to restart with the lead, had control of the restart, and can kind of dictate the pace that I wanted to set out front, and didn't have to worry about anyone being really close to me, or then I was able to save the tires a lot better in the first run. But then the last run, we just lost control of the race there with one driver stayed out on old tires, but I don't think that really affected much. But I had lost a spot to Wetmore. If everyone was on the same pit sequence, he would have still been first, and I would have been second, and I still would have lost control of the race there. And I think it was just a deal where I think I was faster on laps like 10 through 30 of a pit run or tire run, but I could kind of see that I thought they were faster than me, or quite a few guys were faster than me after about 30 laps on the tires. And it was just the way the cautions fell at the beginning that I was able to always build up a decent lead. But I'll take a stage win, get the playoff point, and take the bracket win, so it's still overall a very good day.
And a great day on your part. Now, Coda going to be the next one on the schedule. 34 laps there, and with a charter on the way, no worries for next season. This season, though, going to be all the eyes, and I believe you might be coming out of this one with a points lead regardless of finishing in 4th. So with that being said, what's it going to take to back up that championship lead?
Oh, that'd be cool if I did. I haven't really looked at the points a whole lot. It's still very early. More or less just trying to log, consistent finishes and good races and stuff. But yeah, we got Coda next week. That should be fun. And then actually I'll be missing the race after that, going on a trip and everything. So I'll be out for a week. So if I did have the points lead, it's definitely going to be very short lived. But just we've had a good start to the season. I've had a lot of very consistent runs, and Coda next week should be a pretty decent track for me. I love road courses, so probably put in a lot of practice time, and hopefully we'll have a good solid race there. It's a very tough track. It's very technical, and like you really have to be patient, and slow is fast there. But it should be a fun race.
And hoping for a fun race indeed as it stands 3 points up on the championship lead. Don Stevenson coming home with a charter and a 4th place finish. Any final thoughts? Anyone else you'd like to thank?
I just want to thank everyone with the Integrity Racing League. Jacob, Tom, Cody, Chris, William there. Everyone that has a hand in, and Jay, everyone that has a hand in putting everything together. We all work as a team setting up this league and everything. So had another strong turnout. Thank you to all the members that had another solid turnout tonight with 33 drivers tonight. Thank my wonderful wife that allows me to race every week. And we'll see you all next week.
And that's what we hope to do. Don Stevenson coming home with a 4th spot on the night. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you.
There we have it, Don Stevenson, your final interviewee on the night as Tom Wetmore comes home top of the board. The number 51 gets his first win of the season, and he has a mountain to climb in the points race, but nonetheless, the victory taken off his back, and now we're going to be able to rest easy on that note. The number 51 winning his first race of the season, round 5 here from Gate. We've got to thank you all for watching tonight, as we will be live next tomorrow with the FORL Cup Series. The playoff push 200 is near, and it will be intense as we see another chance at victory at a plate track in the FORL Cup Series. Going to be a great race there, and a great race here tonight, won by Tom Wetmore. Got to thank every person who watched tonight as we say goodnight. Got to thank you all once again, and hope to see you whenever we are live on FDM. This has been the Integrity Night Series in its Octane Series, as a matter of fact. The Night Series on Monday night, gonna be next up then. This has been the Integrity Octane Series, round 5 from Gateway. Thank you all, and good night.